What's going on YouTube? CVH here, bringing you a deck profile from our very own Gorby.
What's up, guys? Today we are bringing you what I am calling Firewater Agg-Rush.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, because it is a rush deck. It is capable of rushing, but it can go to mid-late game and play like aggro, so it doesn't sort of peter out when rush would normally peter out. And
Tell us the story of how it came to be.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago at League, I showed up and I forgot all my cards back at college, and I started rummaging through Carl's common box to just throw something together. Decided I wanted to run water because I wanted to maintain a hand, and I get to the Drakons, and I'm like, oh, well, this could be really cool. So I throw together a Firewater, Agg-Rush deck. It's undergone some changes since then.
It originally had been more focused on the rush aspect.
I was playing Draglides and things like that. The water section was 12 cards instead of 15.
You only have one Gilaflame.
I had two Gilaflames.
Oh, excuse me.
I had two Gilaflames and 3 Draglides. But it's undergone some changes since then. And this is the most current version. There is one card that is still sort of in the testing phase. I'll let you guys know if it ends up being swapped out. But I think we're just going to jump right in.
Yes, and I'd like everyone to know I posted this very similar list. I think one card is different that he gave me on ultrarealitygames.com on my article on Rush and Drakons. So check that out, YouTube, and check out my other articles too. Pretty good. So, Gorby, let's hear it from you. And,
Alright, so it's a rush deck. You got to have the 1-drops.
Of course.
And of course now we have these super sexy foiled Blaze Belchers. Playing 3 of them. You want to see them on turn 1, just so you can sort of get your momentum building up. There's not a whole lot to say about that card.
Self-explanatory.
And then I'm playing Vorg as a 2-drop. This originally was Kania.
Yeah, in my list I had you running Kanina. Sorry, YouTube, guys.
It has changed just because in practice, Kania isn't a good card to play on turn 2. Because if, it's only a follow-up to Blaze Belcher, and in that case, Blaze Belcher is probably going to die to whatever blocker they have on the field, assuming they have one. If not, it's a waste of a 2,000 power bonus, and you've effectively put an Aqua Soldier on the field. So,
which is never good to do.
No. So we're playing Vorg. We're not playing Badland Lizards, just because the have to attack every turn thing isn't that great for that card. Just because, it's not like Blaze Belcher where it's a turn 1 play and it's good. Having to attack every turn after turn 3
can be a problem when they start playing bigger blockers.
Exactly. So you ended up just sort of, forcing yourself to waste a card, whereas with this you have the option to swing. So, playing Vorg, and then we're getting into the more important part of the deck, the aggro-y, rushy aspect of Drakons. Drakon's got a huge boost in Rise with Drakon Weaponsmith. We'll cover him in a minute. But the first Drakon
is
Weaponsmith.
Okay.
The Drakon Weaponsmith.
You said the wrong word, I think, right?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Drakon?
Keep going.
Okay. The first Drakon is Drakon Weaponsmith. 2,000 powerful attack on a 1,000 body, gets up to 3,000 power total. And then when Slaver hits the board, this guy right here gives all your other Drakons plus 2,000 power. This is really important. It makes your Drakons like Volcanodon and Weaponsmith dodge barrage. It lets them swing over, well, I mean, they could already swing over a lot of crap anyway. But it lets them get over bigger blockers. So now Weaponsmith is able to trade with Vorg or Keeper of Clouds, something like that. And Volcanodon is able to swing over Keeper of Twilight and Keeper of Clouds and all those other guys. So it's really cool. And they power each other up, so they make each other dodge barrage if you can get more than one on the board. It's just a great card. And it's got Deadly Fighter's art. I got so confused when I saw this card for the first time. I was like, Theo, why aren't you swinging? And it's because it's not a Deadly Fighter Brain Claw.
Dual Masters reference, guys.
Right.
Sorry if you don't get it.
But speaking of Volcanodon, playing 3 of him, just because he's a Drakon, gets up to 7,000 power when you have the 1 Slaver on the board, which is a big deal. That kills so much stuff. And it's only a 3-drop, so it lets you just bring the hurt really early. And then our only speed attacker in the deck is Gilaflame the Assaulter.
Okay, I should...
Gets up to 7,000 power with Weaponsmith on the board. Not Weaponsmith, Slaver on the board. Fast attack, returns to your hand. It's everything a rush deck needs. and a fast attacker. And then, getting into the fire spells, the standbys, 3 Comet Missile.
Of course.
Get those blockers off the field. Nobody likes those. And then 3 Tornado Flame. I was only running 2 of these at League. Decided I really needed a third.
Why were you only running 2?
That's all I could get.
Oh, okay.
But I really wanted a third. Just to have the option as a trigger. I mean, it's something that you can play from the hand. I've gotten up to 8 mana with this deck before. Like I said, it goes to mid-game fairly easily. Mm-hmm. But it's something you can play from hand, but you really just need the trigger to be able to deal with your opponent's stuff, assuming you don't have like a Slaver on the board or something like that.
Very good card.
And then I found myself wanting this card at League. I would top deck...
Overcharge.
It's Overcharge. I found myself wanting it in a position, like say I have Slaver and Weaponsmith and Volcanodon on the board. I would top deck a Draglide and be like, well, can't really use that right now. You know, they have blockers on the board. And I'm sure I could swing and they could potentially block. But if they're light blockers, they're going to kill my shit anyway. They're just stop and wait next turn and kill them. While they're, you know, smaller power. So Overcharge would have solved a lot of those problems I faced. Because I can just give them an extra 1,000 power and kill them. Without having to wait to see removal or wait or swing and then have them retaliate. So it's sort of a linchpin card in this deck. I'm having a lot of fun using it. It's at 2 on CVH's deck list that I gave him. Cut it to 1 just because I kept drawing it way too early. So hopefully I've solved that problem by just using 1 now. But it's a great card for the deck. Lets me deal with a lot of threats that would otherwise ruin my own setup. And then, getting into the water section, it's only 15 cards. Fire was 25. Water is only 15. Starting off with 3 Reef-eye. And you might be asking yourself, you know...
Why are you running Reef-eye, Gorby? It's an Gorby, why are you running Reef-eye? It's an Agg-Rush deck.
Right.
Do tell.
Reef-eye...
Tell us. Stop laughing and tell us. It's Reef-eye.
Reef-eye is used for the aggressive deck mirror. It lets me stop rush and stop aggro early game. Because the idea behind using these big giant Drakons is that I'm not getting out aggroed. And Reef-eye makes sure that that doesn't happen. It's also really important for playing the Protect Your Blastforge Slaver game. Because that card is only 1,000 power, and until you get that second one out, it's really easy to kill. So having these lets me keep Slaver around a lot longer, which lets me bring the hurt a lot longer. So,
I'm sold.
3 Reef-eyes.
Thank you.
Then, of course, 3 Aqua Senescahl. It's water, it's aggro, and they're foil. Why wouldn't you run them?
It's so pretty.
It lets you maintain a hand, lets you keep little weenie things off the board, trade with other Seneschals. Really cool stuff. And then a card that has proven invaluable for this deck. I love this card. Rusalka Aqua Chaser. Aqua Chaser. Aqua.
Aqua.
Oh my god, it's back again!
Rusalka.
They're Urk-workers.
Oh man.
Rusalka. Good lord. Oh my god, YouTube, it's late. But Rusalka Aqua Chaser. It is Unicorn Fish. And I was playing around with a Fire Water Rush deck towards the end of DM. And I refused to use this card because Paladin existed in DM. But right now, this card is amazing.
As you can see, we don't have Paladin, and that takes care of most threats.
It's spot removal with a body. I start bringing, you know, I bring this down, and then I have an attacker for next turn.
I'm not an aggro player, but I would run it in aggro too.
It's also a decent control card.
Yeah, it's pretty well-rounded.
Lets me get rid of, you know, if my Slaver's gone and my Drakons can't swing over something, drop him.
Yeah.
And then I start bringing the hurt again.
Sets the other aggressive players back too. Very nice.
Lets me keep my momentum going and slows my opponent down. So it's everything an Agg-Rush deck needs. And then removal, 3 Ice Blades. I've been toying around with the idea of playing 2 Ice Blades in a Veil Vortex, but right now 3 Ice Blades is just getting the job done. There aren't a whole lot of threats to this deck that, you know, outside of like finishers that are more than 4 mana. So having access to this card is really important for getting rid of those things early game. And then finishing it out, 3 logo scans. It's water. It's
keeps the Jeep riding.
Exactly. Keeps my momentum going, keeps the hand flowing. It's an important...
Wow, you are riding.
Yeah, buddy. It's an important aspect of the deck.
It's
part of the reason I chose to play water, because it just maintains a hand so much better than other rush decks.
Yeah, so
that's the deck in a nutshell, guys.
Yeah. Very cool
40
stuff.
cards, 3 of everything, and then the 1 overcharge.
Yeah, 25 fire, 15 water.
It's a lot of fun to play. Look out for it in future videos.
Any comments on like your matchups? How you think the fares against certain things? Or?
The hardest matchup, honestly, is the aggro matchup. Control, you know, because it can rush, it kind of puts control on the ropes a little early. But, you know, control does what control does and can battle back. Aggro, especially hyperspeed variants, are bringing the hurt against this deck. Because by turn 5, I don't, you know, this deck doesn't run a lot of outs.
Well,
besides like
Rusalka
Rusalka and Tornado Flame.
It's a lot of outs.
I mean, it's a decent amount, but for how for how aggressive that deck gets that quickly, not having those cards to follow up their plays is a big deal. So, hyperspeed Dragon aggro, just kind of, I have to hope that I outpace them. That's pretty much it. You know, I did it against Carl in our regular tournament match, and then he soundly beat me in our finals match. So, there you go.
Yeah, remains to be tested more with this new build.
Yep.
Seems to be fixing some of the problems.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It's getting more and more refined. I'll post any changes I make in the description.
Yeah, stay tuned, you two. You may or may not see this put in some work this weekend at our league if
Indeed.
you decide to run it.
I probably will.
All right.
Hyperspeed's not finished yet.
Yeah.
Missing a couple cards, but
Well,
we're close. So be sure to check out the links in the description. Check out Ultra Reality Games for their articles by none other than Team Peach's own CVH.
Really appreciate all the comments, letting people know.
Follow us all on Twitter.
Reading them and stuff. Oh.
Follow us
I
all
type
on
better
Twitter.
than I talk, guys.
It's true, he does. But follow us all on Twitter. All 4 of us are up there now. I am at Gnarly Gorby. Carl is at Earth Power. CVH is at IamCVH. And Spencer is at Spencer W. Swan.
Yeah, I know y'all miss Spencer, so go follow him on Twitter.
Follow him on Twitter.
and
Chat
talk
with
to
him.
Yeah.
Talk to him on the Earth Power Facebook page, which you guys should have all liked by now.
Yeah, come on, like the Facebook page, guys.
There's a lot of cool content that goes up there that you guys don't get to see.
We should do a giveaway when we get to 100 likes.
Adventures to Team Peach. You get to see us go bowling. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But, social links, Ultra Reality Games, comment, like, subscribe, tell all your friends. We're shooting for that 600 mark. Want to get there.
Shooting for 1,000.
Shooting for 1,000.
Yeah.
Shooting for as many as we can
2,000.
possibly get.
Shooting for so many that I can't even comprehend the number.
We just need all the subscribers.
All of them.
And you guys can make that happen. So, tell all your friends. Tell all your friends' friends.
Oh my god, this is going forever.
It'll be a lot of fun. All right.
See you next
Love
time,
you guys.
guys. Peach.
Peach.